Bugonia is about a couple conspiracy theorists who kidnap a CEO from a pharmaceutical company because they believe she's an alien. They go through some weird precautions and tests, and one of them might be the smartest crazy person on the planet. It starts off with Teddy explaining how bees pollinate flowers and make honey, and how CCD made the bees leave their queens, which is causing the bees to die out, and how people are like that because they made us that way to control people or something. This guy is a weird conspiracy theorist, that's all you need to know. So Teddy and his cousin Dawn go around town buying kidnapping gear to kidnap the CEO of some pharmaceutical company because they think she's an alien. But since she's a female, they're taking other precautions against being manipulated.
Metroxyprogesterone acetate. Chemical castration.
Oh my god, that seems like a bit much, but whatever.
What does that mean?
Did you hear that? How he tripped over his line and it didn't sound convincing? All of this character's lines sound like that. That's because Aidan Delbis isn't a professional actor, and this is his first acting role. The film's director, Yorgos Lanthimos, wanted a non-professional actor to provide a different dynamic from Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, and given his character, it works really well. So after doing CEO stuff all day, Michelle goes home, where Teddy and Dawn are waiting for her. But since these morons suck at kidnapping, Michelle beats the crap out of them and runs away, although couldn't she have just gotten in her car and drove away? And the only reason they catch her is because they drug her. On the drive home, Dawn shaves Michelle's head because they think the aliens can track her from her hair. What the hell? Okay. Once they get home, they burn the evidence and cover Michelle in Vaseline for more alien shit. I don't even know. These people are weird. When Michelle wakes up, they try to explain that they know she's an alien. And she tries to explain that she's super important and all of law enforcement is gonna look for her and Teddy and Dawn are gonna spend the rest of their lives in jail. But Teddy's like, no, you're an alien, and explains what they want.
Let's just unpack the problem here.
Unpack? Sure. Let's unpack the old fact bag. You've aided your species in the techno-enslavement and the agro-corporate disintegration of planet Earth. And we need you to bring us to your mothership on the night of the lunar eclipse to broker a sit-down with your royal superiors.
And Teddy wants Michelle to record a message to convince her emperor to let them on the ship during the solar eclipse so they can negotiate the aliens' withdrawal from Earth. This guy might be a bit crazy. That night, Teddy has a memory of his mom doing some messed up acupuncture thing while she talks about how her medicine is actually poison.
I just eat the poison they give me, but I know they hide shit in there to program my cells.
You know what? Maybe she's the crazy one. The next day, 3 days before the eclipse, they have Michelle put more Vaseline on and Jesse gets pulled over while biking to work. Turns out, expendable cop here, who's completely not gonna get killed later, was Jesse's babysitter until something happened. Well, Michelle's disappearance is national news, so she was right on some level. When he gets home, Jesse checks on his bees after leaving Dawn alone with their hostage all day, which I'm sure was a great idea, and they go downstairs to see what message Michelle recorded.
I am an alien. I live here on planet Earth, but I am not a human being. My mothership is coming to Earth, and I would like to bring my new friend with me. Thanks.
So, this is a joke then?
Michelle again says she's not an alien, which pisses Teddy off. So to make him feel better, she starts psychoanalyzing him and correcting him.
Yeah, I read the same 5,000 think pieces about that too. To keep us believing in these false institutional shibboleths.
You mean shibboleths?
That's what I said.
Sorry. I guess grammar is a false Andromedon construct as well.
First off, that's not grammar, that's pronunciation. Second, why did she think this would work? Obviously, that's going to make him angrier. You know what? Yorgos Lanthimos movies are so weird, maybe she is an alien and Teddy got everything right.
Everybody denies it at first, and then they confess.
Wait, what does he mean by everybody? Anyway, I guess Teddy figured out what the alien spaceship looks like from YouTube videos and podcasts. 2 days before the eclipse, Dawn and Teddy go down to talk to Michelle again, and now Dawn has a shotgun. What the hell? Michelle admits she's an alien this time, but Teddy's like, we have more tests to do, and straps her to an electroshock machine and damn near electrocutes her, until Dawn stops him.
It was off the charts. The output, it's never reached that threshold before.
Before?
Seriously, what does he mean before? Now Teddy's convinced Michelle is royalty because she didn't die. Yeah, Teddy's crazy. Turns out Teddy's mother was a test subject for a treatment for her condition that Michelle's company produced, but they completely f***ed it and put his mom in a coma. So Michelle met with Teddy personally to offer complete coverage of his mother's medical costs, which, let's be honest, was just an effort to avoid a massive lawsuit. Because if Teddy was smart, he probably could have sued them into oblivion and had been set for life. But anyway, the day before the eclipse, Teddy tries to make a nice meal for Michelle, since she's alien royalty or something. Until the conversation goes into bees and how Michelle's company affected them. Then Michelle starts talking about Teddy's mother and how she wants to help her, so Teddy gets really pissed and attacks Michelle. Oh no, expendable cop from earlier just so happens to show up right at this time. So Dawn knocks Michelle out and drags her into the basement, and Teddy answers the door. Expendable Cop is asking standard questions about Michelle's missing persons case, and while they're talking, it is heavily implied that he molested Teddy while he was babysitting him as a kid. What the hell, and how is this guy a cop? To get him out of the house, Teddy offers to take Expendable Cop out to see his bees. Meanwhile, in the basement, Michelle is talking to Dawn and convinces him that if he lets her go, she will take him to her spaceship.
If you are an alien, would you take me with you?
Of course, Dawn.
Okay, I'm ready to leave.
Holy sh**! What the f***? What the f*** made him think that shooting himself was what she meant? Jesus Christ. Anyway, Teddy hears the gunshot and kills Expendable Cop, who could have seen that coming, and runs inside. Once he sees what happened, to calm Teddy down, Michelle tells him that his mom is part of an alien experiment to change her genetic code, and that's why the treatment put her in a coma. But Michelle has a cure that will wake her up in an antifreeze jug in the back of her car. What? Even if she is an alien, that sounds like bullshit. But for some reason, the psycho believes her, goes to get it, and goes straight to the hospital. Okay, even if he did believe this, why would he do it this way? He could go get it and bring it back home to test it somehow. Open the jug to see what's in it. Compare it to antifreeze he might have at home. Have Michelle drink some to prove it's what she says it is. Whatever he does, don't just take her word for it and go straight to the hospital. And especially don't go there in a jumpsuit that is covered in blood. At the risk of sounding insensitive, it's not like this is an emergency. His mom's not going to die today without a cure. But he does believe this and gives his mother the cure, and what a surprise, it kills her. Meanwhile, Michelle gets loose using the key Dawn had and finds a hidden room where Teddy has a bunch of body parts in jars. Oh, so he's completely out of his mind. Okay. By the time Teddy gets home, Michelle is pissed and starts lecturing him about how her species found Earth when they were only dinosaurs, but they accidentally killed them all with a virus. So they created humans as a way to atone for it, but humans wanted to surpass them, so they made their own humans, but they were violent and caused the Great Flood. But the ones that survived were mutated, so Michelle's species were using the experiments Teddy's mom was part of as a way to correct the violent gene. But Teddy screwed it up, and now humanity is doomed. Either Michelle really is an alien, or she's really good at making stuff up on the fly. But now it's the night of the eclipse, and her and Teddy just walk into her work like nothing happened. Michelle types a communication code on a calculator. I'm not making this up. This is what she does. And oh good, Teddy brought a bomb in case it doesn't go well. I can't imagine that it would. But they're gonna use the closet in her office to teleport to the ship.
And we'll have to go one after the other so that our bodies don't reconstitute together during teleportation.
Just keep that in mind for later. Teddy goes into the closet to get teleported, but his bomb malfunctions and blows up. So I guess Michelle's free now. But on her way to the hospital, she's like, "I'm fine now, thanks," and jumps out of the ambulance. This is supposed to be an eclipse. This is just the moon only partially illuminated by the sun. That's not what an eclipse is. Whatever, turns out Michelle really is an alien and the closet really is a teleporter. But earlier, she said they had to go one at a time so their bodies don't merge, and now the closet is covered in Teddy's blood and body parts and God knows what else. Wouldn't that get merged with her when she teleports to the ship? I guess not, because she's fine. Turns out their gene experiment failed, so they decide it's best to just wipe out humanity. So Alien Michelle pops the Earth bubble and everyone dies. Except for animals, I guess. I really enjoyed this movie. It's about what I expected, which was a weird movie which was kind of ridiculous. It's odd how Teddy came up with his theory from random ideas on the internet, but managed to get almost everything right. Even if he was completely off his rocker and he dragged his poor cousin into it. Although having him shoot himself thinking it would bring him into space was a bit much. The acting is really good. Emma Stone is great as Michelle. She's really good at acting nervous but trying to control the situation when Michelle is first kidnapped, then switching to scared when Michelle realizes Teddy really is crazy. She's also great at showing Michelle's frustration and desperation when it's revealed she is an alien and is trying to get back to her ship during the eclipse. Jesse Plemons is great as Teddy. He's really good at showing Teddy's patience with Dawn and shows that Teddy really does care for him. He can also show Teddy's different levels of frustration with Michelle during both when she denies and confesses that she's an alien. Aidan Delbis is acceptable as Dawn. I mean, his acting is terrible and his lines sound unbelievable, but for how his character is, it works. Dawn's supposed to have this awkward, very unconfident in himself demeanor, and Aidan embodies that really well. So in this instance, having someone with no acting experience work alongside an Oscar-winning actress and an Oscar-nominated actor works really well. The visual effects look alright. The blood in this movie doesn't look real, but it doesn't look too bad. It seems way too thick after Don shoots himself and after Teddy explodes. Then once it's dried, it looks like they tried to wash their clothes but it's stained. The alien spaceship doesn't look too bad. Considering this isn't a highly sci-fi movie, I wasn't expecting anything too realistic. It looks decent and the inside of the ship looks really good. I don't know if Teddy's a crazy genius or just got extremely lucky. I feel like this is like taking random pieces from random puzzles and recreating the Mona Lisa with them.
If you want to see an uncensored version of this video, or any of my other videos, check out my Patreon. If not, I appreciate you watching my video here too. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.